Hey guys, it's Sarah J, and my apologies for not coming in last night, but my husband decided to ring me early. Oh, which reminds me, I better just very quickly pop my phone on Do Not Disturb. Oh, there you go. Done. How you going? Sorry about that. I just realised he's going to ring me again and it's going to disconnect my live. Hey Rima, you beat Sue in tonight. Hey Donna Nichols, good to see you, darling. Hey Sue. So sorry for not turning up last night, but my husband rang me right on that time when I would normally do a live. And normally our phone calls are pretty short, especially the day that he flies out, because he only flew out yesterday, right? But we had some conversations around our truck and the manufacturing that we're doing on the truck and water tanks, and I ended up going over to the truck and measuring stuff. And anyway, long story short, I got distracted, and by the time we finished, it was way too late to come on, because those of you in the eastern states would have been like well and truly asleep. So tonight I wanted to talk to you about one of my biggest struggles when it comes to being healthy, eating healthy, following the program. And it's something that is a real bugbear for me since day one, and still is now 5 years later. Sue West, you can tell everybody what it is because you know exactly what it is. But this is one thing that has always been a stumbling block for me. Hey Tony Swan, hey Doug Sharda, good to see you guys on here. Hey Mark, hope you're still watching. Good to see you. So the biggest struggle that I have when it comes to being healthy, doing healthy, program, all that kind of stuff is very, very simple. And it's something that most people don't have a problem with. And that is drinking water. All right. Now I know that's really simple. And nowadays, you know, kids are raised to always have a drink bottle with them, take a drink bottle to sport, take a drink bottle to school. But I was raised in the era where, you know, your drink bottles were about yay big, and they kind of, you know, you froze cordial in them and you went to school with that. And the most I ever drank was maybe 5 or 10 sips out of the water fountain when I came in after recess or after sport. And that was pretty much all the water that I ever drank as a kid. We were not, you know, pushed to drink water as kids in my household anyway. And I know a lot of households of that era were very much the same. If you were out playing in the neighborhood, you might, you know, grab a drink from someone's hose on their front yard, which, thinking back now, absolutely atrocious, because it always tasted like rubber because the hose had sat there all day and you were drinking out of it because they had a, you know, one of those front lawn taps that you get in some places. Yep, Tony, you struggle with it as well. I find if I put flavour in it, it doesn't make a difference. At one point, I was putting my natural minerals in it, and that really does help me because I see the water. You know what I mean? It goes brown. It doesn't change the taste of it, but I see it. Whereas this glass has sat here all day, and I haven't even seen it. Right? I've been to the kitchen and I've drunk water in the kitchen, but I only realised when I came down to do my live that, oh, hang on, I went to get a glass of water, and I went, oh, I've got one sitting on my desk that has been there since this morning. So just for you, there you go. I'm drinking some water. But I'm actually one of those people that when I have to drink water, it actually makes me kind of like, not gag, but it's like it's got bones in it, right? You've heard that saying before. It's like it's got bones in it. And my life up until doing this program seriously consisted of Diet Coke, coffee, at that point cappuccinos, bourbon and Coke, maybe wine, bit of, you know, whatever else was going on in the household at the time, orange juice, anything but just plain water. So when I started doing our program, and all of a sudden I'm like, 3 liters of water? Are you kidding me? I've got to get that down my neck. And I'm also one of these people, if I take a water bottle with me, yeah, nah, I'm not going to sip from that sucker all day. It just does not work for me. So what does work for me is 6 large 500 ml glasses 6 times a day, right, at intervals. And then I find that I make more of a conscious effort to actually get it down my neck. I'm that bad, right? I'm that bad. I have alarms set on my phone. Yep. 8:30, 10:30, 12:30, 2:30, 5:30, and 7 o'clock to drink a glass of water. to remind me, because I don't pay attention to my body's signals. I override them, I ignore them. I've never ever paid attention to, cycles and what's going on for me physically. It's only in hindsight I look back and I go, oh yeah, that's right. I was a bit dry mouth before having this glass of water, and now I don't feel that way. And this is even the same when I worked up north in the mines, right? I could be 43 degrees any given day and I still would not drink just water. Hey Lee, thanks Tony, pretend it's vodka. If only it was vodka. If it was vodka or gin, soda water, bit of lime, not a problem. I can down that stuff by the litre. But water is so essential, right? We have a saying, it's no water equals no weight loss. So you've got to drink your water, because it is actually the mainstay of every physiological thing that happens in our body, and we need it on a cellular level. It is what helps our brain to function. I wonder why I was a little bit probably prone to kind of ADD, brain fog in school, because I was never drinking water, right? And my parents, we came from England, okay? You've got to understand this. We came from England in December. So we came from freezing cold and snow where, water's not quite as essential to hydrate, to Australia. So it was not an entrenched habit that my parents ever had with us as kids to tell us that we needed to hydrate, right? So I envy those of you on here that love your water. If you love your water, like Tony, just share it below and let me know. But I'm telling you now, like when I do drink my water regularly and when I'm following my alarms and I'm following the plan and I'm getting that 3 litres a day, which is optimal, right? That's optimal. Now, disclaimer, if you live in hot climate or do sweaty work, you're going to need more than 3 litres of water a day. My husband, when he's up at work and it's 50 odd degrees in the pit, he can drink anywhere up to 5 or 6 litres a day because he is constantly just sweating. So he's always having to replenish that hydration. But optimal 3 litres. When you're not, everything starts to fail, right? Your mouth is dry, your eyes are dry, your hair goes dry, everything is dull, your skin is dull, and your brain actually cannot function. Now, I remember reading somewhere, and I'm just going to pluck this out of my head from previous information I've read, it's something that 70% of our body is made up of water. And if we're sweating and we're peeing and crying and all that kind of stuff, and we're not replenishing it, what happens to our cells? They shrivel up, right? They're not working effectively. And if our cells are not functioning, our body cannot heal itself. Things cannot recoup and regenerate and do what they need to do. So what we actually effectively do is we exacerbate the aging process, where everything starts to, go off kilter. So please do not be a Sarah. All right. Learn to love your water and figure out a way to get it down. If you struggle with water, set alarms. There is my daughter, like she hasn't had this issue, right? Because we've always pumped into her, drink your water. And she still, to my liking, doesn't drink enough, but she's now 22 and I've got no control over that. But she even had an app on her phone where it was a little plant, and she had to water it. And every time she had to water it, she had to drink water herself. It was a reminder. And if she didn't drink enough water and she didn't water this plant, it died. And basically, guys, that's what we're doing to ourselves if we don't drink our water. So make sure that you are hydrating yourself, especially here in Australia. It is summer, so you don't want to be going dried up and pruny. And you want to be doing everything you can to maintain your health. And water is one of the keys. So hopefully, like I said, don't be a Sarah. Learn from my mistakes. Donna Christine, love my water, but not the toilet breaks. This is what I tell my ladies, right? They go, oh my gosh, I'm peeing so much because I've never drunk 3 litres of water in my life. And I always say to them, because I don't like exercise, right? Not structured exercise anyway. Farm work, horse work, whatever, not a problem. But I won't go smash it out at the gym or go jogging. That's just not me. So I always say to them, every time you pee, it's a squat. So if you pee 30 times a day, guess what? 30 squats. And what I do is, and this might sound really funny, and I'd love to give you a visual, but I won't. I actually like do it like a squat when I go to the loo. I actually, tense the muscles, lower myself slowly and do it like a squat, and then same getting up again, so that I actually am engaging muscles that I wouldn't normally be using, because I sit at my desk for most of my day, right? I sit here and it's quite sedentary. So that's how I get my little bit of exercise in. Thanks for those laughy faces, Tony. All right, guys, thank you for joining me again. Sorry about last night. I want to give some shout outs. Michelin Hilton, thank you. Rushi Srivastava, there's one to get your tongue around. Thank you, beautiful. And Pooja Kapoor for sharing my last live. If you guys share this live or you get value out of this live and share it, please put shared into the comments so I know who has shared it. And I will look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow night. Remember, you can always flick me a message and give me ideas on what to talk about. As long as it's something that I can get my head around, I'm more than happy to chat about anything. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night.